Good morning, agents, and welcome to another daily episode of Target Loot today for September 18th. The series that shows you the Target Loot map, farming tips and tricks, vendor reset highlights, and much more. I'm Agent Shadow, and if you enjoy my content, please consider smashing those subscribe and like buttons below. Also, you can check the video description and pinned comment for links to my new merch store, my Discord, where you can join my clan, Shadow Crew, on PC, Xbox, and PS4. And remember, this weekend, all the platforms on PC, Xbox, and PS4 are doing Dark Hours and or Iron Horse raids this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So hop in the Discord and talk to your clan, in the respective channels. Starting tomorrow, we're all going to be raiding. It's going to be fun. All right, let's get into the Target Loot, guys. So let's get started with the Dark Zones first and the highlights from the Dark Zone vendors, Washington, D.C., and then finally New York City Target Loot highlights. Alright, let's get started with DZ West. So in DZ West, you got the Calibre with perfect jazz hands. Now that's at the vendor, of course. And then marksman rifles in DZ West, you could farm for, it's called the Pinprick, and it has perfect first blood. That's actually a really, really good weapon. You might want to check that out. If you have any questions about it, just hit me up in the comment section below. You got Grupo Sombro and DZ South, so that's the door kicker's knock with perfect spark. And of course, in the vendor, you got the 0S chest piece with armor, crit hit chance, and skill haste. If you're doing it on a DPS build, then just roll that skill haste right off, and that's a pretty good chest piece, pretty good rolled chest piece. And then DZ East, we got holsters. So you're talking about Imperial Dynasty holster, and then the Forge holster, which gives you 50% more shield health, an extra skill tier. And then the DZ exclusive, like yesterday, was Claws Out because it was Wyvernware. Today it's actually holsters, so it's going to be a lot easier to farm for it. So if you want the Claws Out holster, it gives you that 500% melee damage and 10% pistol damage as well. And of course, we got the Hollow Man mask at the DZ vendor. That rolls with armor, damage to health like always, and then explosive resistance. So I'd definitely roll off at least that explosive resistance, but usually you want one with weapon damage and then like crit hit chance or crit hit damage. Alright, agents, over here on the north side highlights, we got Murakami at Camp White Oak. Now, real quick, I always forget to do this, but the invaded missions is Grand Washington Hotel. We also got American History Museum, Viewpoint Museum, and the Stronghold is District Union Arena. And eventually, that unlocks Tidal Basin at the very end. So Murakami Industries is good for that extra 10% skill duration. You could put more of the bonuses really, but that's what I've always used it for, is just that extra 10% skill duration, like on a turret drone build, on any skill build really. Especially the turret drone build though, because you want those turrets and drones, and like most of your skills, you want them out there as long as possible, or you want them to last as long as possible. You got Petrov at the ballpark, so you can farm for Contractor's Gloves. That's 8% damage to armor baked into it. Not as important as the 8% damage to targets out of cover and the 10% you can get on your weapons, but it's still actually really good. It's one of those really top tier talents that's good to mix with the Walker Harrison Co. 2-piece, which gives you 5% damage to armor, or just run it with an LMG build. China Light at Amusement Park for explosives damage builds, and then Seska over here at Manning National Zoo. If you're still looking for an extra 10% crit hit chance on your one piece of that on your DPS build, then you can do that at Manning National Zoo. Alright, let's go check out the west side. Alright, agents, we're over here on the west side. We got Wyvernware at West End, so that's just the extra 10% skill damage for me. I usually don't run 2 or 3 pieces. That's what I use, of course, on my turret drone build. Put that in the top right card right now. And then gear system mods at Federal Emergency Bunker. If you just need that 12% crit hit damage mod, 6% crit hit chance mod, you can get that farming this on Heroic. You don't have to farm it on Legendary to get those. Most of mine have actually dropped from Heroic. Light machine guns at Bank HQ. Exotics is Bullet King and Pestilence. And then the named ones, there's actually like 4 or 5 of them. There's like the Quiet Roar, Good Times with Perfect Fast Hands, New Reliable, Carnage, Sleipnir. I think the Sleipnir you can craft in the White House. And those are all the named LMGs. There might be a few more actually. You got Petrov again at Potomac Event Center if you want to farm here instead of over up here at Coney Island Ballpark. Shotguns at Roosevelt Island. This is the place to get the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun. I think the Sweet Dreams is an outcast weapon because it drops here a lot. I never looked into it more. I never used the Sweet Dreams. This is where they all drop for me. I've had 2 drop at this in one run on Heroic on this. And assault rifles at Lincoln Memorial. My favorite assault rifle right now is the military AKM, even with a scope on it for focus. I still love that weapon, and it's one of the hardest hitting ARs there is in the game. Also, my second favorite, and also probably the second top tier one, I think it is the best assault rifle in the game, is the FAMAS. Plus, like the G36s, Police M4s, those are all really good too, and the Carbine 7 as well. The Chameleon Exotic AR, and then you can get the Burnout named FAMAS, and then you get the Maniac, which is the named military AKM. We got Hana U with Tidal Basin, so that's the Force Multiplier backpack. You want to usually roll that with Skill Haste and then Skill Damage. On September 22nd, the red mod slot it always comes with, that'll go away. So no need to even recalibrate that like I think I did on mine actually. I recalibrated this, and I don't know why. It's gonna, if you did do that, it's gonna retroactively refund you. So that'll go away to a generic mod slot, and then I'll be able to re-roll that piece one more time. What I'll do is I'll re-roll this one piece right here. I'll put it 10% skill damage, and it will be the perfect Force Multiplier backpack. That's what you want to look for, is the skill haste, skill damage, and then put a skill haste or skill duration mod in it. You also got gear sets at DARPA Research Labs. Anything with System Corruption, that's a DC exclusive. And then the Foundry Bulwark and Future Initiative chest pieces and backpacks. Those are raid exclusives. Walker Harrison Coat with the Pentagon. You can get the perfect Headhunter chest piece and Matador. I just talked to the gear spreadsheet guys on Reddit yesterday. They updated the spreadsheet. I think it used to say that the Matador is a DZ exclusive with unconfirmed drops from the Light Zone. Now it doesn't drop in the Light Zone. And the Light Zone, of course, is everything but the Dark Zone. Now, it'll drop from targeted loot rewards. I think 4 or 5 different types of caches, like named item caches, the Keener Legacy caches. The Matador will drop from those, but if you go to the Pentagon and farm it, expecting the Matador to be at something that drops on the ground from an NPC or boss, that never happens. Just the Chain Killer. But you can get it rewarded to you from completion rewards, targeted loot rewards, and then also from the caches that you can open. I don't think the Pro Efficiency caches, but a lot of different other ones. Hey agents, so now we're over here on the east side of DC. So Providence Defense at Grand Washington Hotel, you can get the perfect glass cannon chest piece, the Sacrifice. Honestly, Obliterate is going from 15 to 25% weapon damage on the chest piece talent. That's going to be pretty much just as good as Glass Cannon. I mean, Glass Cannon's amplified damage instead of additive. But I mean, that's probably going to be a new meta because people don't want to get shredded in a few bullets usually. And that's why I haven't used Glass Cannon since TU8, I think. And then we got chest pieces at Federal Triangle. Now, I don't see any True Suns here, but it doesn't really matter. That gives you a little bit higher of a drop rate chance for the tardigrade armor, but you can still get it from chest targeted loot. Submachine guns at Jefferson Trade Center. You can farm the Lady Death. You can always refarm the Chatterbox if you've gotten it already. If you haven't, you can check my video on the top right card right now. It shows you how real fast. And then you can get the Vector variants and MPXs. Those are the best SMGs to get. You also got pistols at Viewpoint Museum. You can farm a good D50 if you need to craft the Liberty. I really doubt you really want to refarm the Liberty, but that's the only way that you can farm the Liberty is through the quest. You can do it over and over again by putting it in your stash and having another character have it. Then the parts will drop again, which is way faster because it's just 3 missions in a row. Get a D50 and craft it. Or you can farm pistol targeted loot again if you have it, but it's not worth it. It's like I said, it's faster and easier to do the quest. And then Badger Tough at Capitol Building. So 0F's chest piece, perfect unbreakable. Definitely worth going for. You could run it on heroic if you want to try and get like a completely god rolled out one. And then knee pads at Southwest. So the No Hope Hotel farm. I'll put a card in the top right for that video. This is a No Hope Hotel XP farm video. I'll show you how to farm that every like 6 minutes. If you want to do the knee pads area, you can get the Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads, which are going to be popular with that Backfire SMG. That's coming out September 22nd. And then, of course, you can get the Fox's Prayer knee pads with the 8% damage targets out of cover, and then Sawyer's knee pads, which gives you that 30% weapon damage. And we also just got shotguns at Jefferson Plaza, which is somewhere else to farm, but I would always do Roosevelt Island if it's there. And then Alp Summit's good if you can get like a chest piece with empathetic resolve. There's percussive maintenance, which is perfect tech support, but it doesn't really belong on Alp Summit. It should be on something like Wyvernware or Hana U. Alright, let's go check out the targeted loot in New York City, and then I'll let you guys go. Alright, agents, we're over here at the New York City highlights. So we got Overlord at the Tombs. You could farm Fox's Prayer knee pads with that 8% damage targets at a cover. That's better than farming at knee pads. It really narrows down the loot pool that you're trying to get. You got gloves at Civic Center if you want to farm for the BTSU gloves. Those are still really good, and if you're running a hive or something, it's worth doing. And then of course you can farm for the contractor's gloves. Golong Gear gives you that 10% status effects with a good 4-piece Eclipse Protocol build, and then of course Imperial Dynasty or Vial holster. You can farm Massive Battery Park for the Coyotes mask, Vial mask, or you can farm it for the Punch Drunk mask, gives you 20% extra headshot damage. Then there's rifles at Wall Street. Wall Street can drop Bullet King at the end from the Judge. And then also, you can get a good classic M18. Best damage talents, probably Rifleman, Ranger, and then Boomerang. You can get the Baker's Dozen named rifle, and then the Merciless and the Diamondback exotic rifles. Alright agents, well that was the targeted loot for today. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed my content. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.